Hi guys, this is Carly here with Down Memory Lane. I'm going to be showing you guys some awesome layouts I'm making today with these SimpleStories page pieces. So the theme for the SimpleStories page pieces are happy trails. I think these are super cool die cut pieces, specifically because when you turn it around and you get this product, which is something that we do sell in our store, the back shows you some perfect templates that you can use. Today we're going to go a little off of this, a little not, and include every single one of these die cut pieces. I did pre-cut some paper. I'm going to be doing a 2-page layout here. Left page I'm going to have 2 photos with a mat, and the right page I have 5 photos, 2 4x6, as well as here I'm going to have 3 3x4 that also have a mat behind them. I took and cut with just a pair of scissors. I have 2 for each page, 2 of these really pretty orange colors, and then these 2 brown colors to kind of match some of the die cut pieces that we have here from SimpleStories. And the title piece for this one of these die cut pieces is Happy Trails, and so I kind of wanted to play off of that and use hand cut paper to kind of mimic a sort of trail shape, and I'm going to layer them on top of each other here to sort of add some different textures and some depth into the piece. So to get started, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to adhesive these down. So the way I'm going to do that today is with this adhesive runner that we have in store, as well as some other pieces today you're going to be seeing are these pop-up adhesives. And I also have this really cool glue. It's called Nuvo. And we here at Down Memory Lane really like this Nuvo glue. It is an adhesive that dries clear once you use it. But the reason we like it so much is for this really fine tip that it has. It's really nice for getting some really small pieces onto your page. And you'll probably see me use that a bit today, especially with some of these page pieces. They get kind of small, and I think it's really helpful for when you're creating a layout to make sure that everything is sticking down great and you don't necessarily want to see adhesive sticking out on your page. So I think it's really helpful for that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adhesive down some of these more background pieces, and then I'm going to start layering on top as I get through each layer of my layout. So we have that side done, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side, except this time I think I want it to be facing the bottom, facing upward. So now we have this really nice little trail set for us, and we can start pulling out some of these SimpleStories page pieces. So you just open up the product. So there are some smaller pieces. There's a lot of different range of different sizes pieces that you can use in this pack. And I'll just start by showing you guys each of these. So this one is the title I'm going to use for my page, which is Happy Trails. And I will end up probably putting this somewhere around here. I like how this orange really contrasts the white border around this die cut piece. And I think it's really nice. I'm gonna adhesive down this little Happy Trail sign. And I think I want him to stick out a little bit more, so I'm gonna use some of these more puffy, standy adhesives. So I love these more standy puff adhesives, because I think it really is cool. It adds a lot more depth, and I'm really one for layering, especially within my layouts, and so I really appreciate the different textures and stuff that the paper brings, along with a lot of the depth that layering paper and having certain little paper pieces like this stand out. And so it also shows the many ways that you can use a lot of these paper pieces from this SimpleStories collection. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add where some of my photos would be. So if you see this sort of manila white color, I'm gonna be using that to represent where my photos would be going, just for the sake of this layout. So what I think I'm gonna do is I really like this pattern paper. This is also something we sell in our shop. This is a two-sided pattern paper. I really love this side too. It's sort of like a geometric 70s sort of theme, but for the purpose of this layout, I think this side fits a lot better. It's sort of a distressed, maybe painted, sort of olive green that really goes nicely with the colors that we have going on here. And so I think I want to have this side of my layout have 2 4x6 photos, and it was really easy for me to create these 4x6 photos in their mat. I didn't really have to do any measuring, especially because I didn't have any photos or anything to go off of for this specific layout. But what is really helpful for me is using the SimpleStories page templates, which is something that they do use in the layout guide that they give you that comes with this page pack. But really all you do is it's a little piece of plastic, really this big, that comes with this measurement guide, and it's really helpful for me because not only can you measure to make sure that if you have photos that are maybe different sizes, you can crop them to be the same size, and I used it for making these mats as well to make them 4x6, but it also creates an even border all the way around that you could use to size a mat behind your photos. And so that was really helpful for me. And you could even use this piece if you wanted to do the same thing, or create maybe some overlapping photos or maybe a skinnier border or something. And there's a lot of ways you can do it. They have a lot of different sizes and types of those, and we sell them in our store. So go ahead and check that out at downmemoryln.com. And so I really like, I'm not one who often goes for matting my photos with a pattern paper, but because this pattern paper is so simple, and like I said before, I really like textures and layering, I thought that this kind of was a close enough color to the background that it really made these photos pop just a little bit more because of the level of layering, as well as like the difference in those tones of green, I think was really cool for these. And so I'm just going to go ahead and adhesive down these. It fits so nicely, and it saves me so much time when I'm going to scrapbook. And I know that for me at least, scrapbooking can be something that when you're working or you have other obligations in life, scrapbooking is something that I've always really enjoyed doing, but it can be really time consuming. And so I'm all for something that I can still be creative with, or, and some of them like this one, which I use pieces of later, you could just use that as a layout. And you can choose to mat or not mat your photos with them. And I think pieces like this make scrapbooking still a really fun and sort of really methodic process, and allows me to have time to scrapbook even with my busy life. So I think I really enjoy that aspect of some of the tools that we offer. So this side of the page is basically set up for us to start adding some paper pieces, which is really exciting. So I think what I'm gonna do first is I really like this little backpack. I think that you could, I mean, it's kind of hiking oriented with the shoe, but I think that the backpack and the field notes is so cute and really adds in anywhere you're traveling outside. I mean, you should probably bring a backpack just to make sure that you have everything you need. So I think I'm gonna add that around this area right there. I think also I'm going to use some of these adorable little mosquitoes. They might be pesky out in the wilderness, but they are so cute on my page, and they're definitely something that I remember from being outside. So I'm going to add those right there, I think. And then I think I'm going to add this little Let's Wander. I think that's really cute and adds a lot when it comes to wandering the trails. So I think that is going to be perfect right there. And then lastly, I think I'm going to add just a little flower piece in I think we'll add him right there in that corner. One other thing I did pre-cut before we started is I had a little bit left over of this pattern paper, and I had a really good idea. Something when I'm traveling, especially in the outdoors, is all the names of the different hiking trails. And I always want to remember when I'm making a page about a location that maybe isn't either the title piece of my layout, or is maybe like a smaller location within maybe sort of a broader one. So like if I was going to like Orlando, Florida or something like that, I like to label that. And so one thing I did is I created this little flag. And I thought it would be really cool to take like maybe a white marker or something later on and maybe write the name of the trail I was staying at. I think it would be really cool because it's similar to this in a way, but I really like to use it for location purposes rather than being able to take like notes about what's going on in the photos. And so I used the pattern paper to create a little stick, and then I used this sort of red paper that I thought I pulled from some of the other pieces to create like a sort of little flag. And so I think this side of my layout is pretty much complete. I'm gonna go ahead and adhesive some of those down. I'm gonna start off with that same adhesive roller that we've been using for the majority of the pieces, but I will probably pop some of those out as I keep going. So we're gonna start with this little flower. I've been told I maybe use a little too much adhesive, but I really like to make sure that my pieces stick down, and it's so easy to refill that I really don't mind. Like that, perfect. And then I have some of these smaller pieces. I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and use some of our Nouveau glue. I think it would be really perfect for some of these little tiny mosquitoes. And it just dries clear, which is so cool, because even if a little bit of the glue does come out, it won't affect your page at all, which is super cool. Look at that. Awesome. All right, so the last couple things I have left after I do this little guy. Look at that line, that's crazy. Last thing I've left is this. So I think what I'm gonna do is glue this guy with that same Nouveau glue. Look at that, that's crazy how small that gets. Oh, I dropped him on my paper. Good thing that dries clear, am I right? Oh my gosh. So then I'm gonna take this guy, and I think I want him to pop out a little bit. And so I think for this guy, I'm gonna take maybe 1 or 2 of these little adhesives, and I'm gonna put them just on the end, because I think it'd be kind of cool if it looked like it was popping out and maybe standing in the sun. Sort of like that. So maybe it pops up on one side, and then I think I'm gonna take and just do a little slab of adhesive right there. So it sort of looks like it's waving in the wind a little bit. Again, I love depth and texture in my layout, it's super cool. All right, so I think this side of my layout is done for now, and then we're gonna come over to this side where I used this SimpleStories page template. For this one, I went a little, I used this and then went a little off of it, which is, I think, part of the strong suit of having one of these. I used a couple of pictures and I cut them 4x6, and then I used these 3x4 templates to cut 3 of them, which I then matted, which was much harder than matting this one for sure without having one of these templates. But I think it allows maybe a little bit more room for still having a little bit of that assistance while having some differentiation within some of my page layouts. So I really like that aspect of this. So I used again this green pattern paper and cut out a mat for these 3x4 photos. Sort of looks like maybe a camera roll or something. I think it's kind of fun. And I just put these on this side of the paper. And then I have my 4x6s, which I thought would be kind of fun to put right there. So that's kind of how I'm going to be using my photos for this one. I like mixing up matting and not matting photos, which is one thing these page templates are really helpful for me personally, at least. And then I think I'm going to adhesive these down again, probably with a roller, and then I'll come back and add in some more page pieces. So we got those ones down, so I'm going to remove these for a second just so I can put the mat down. Again, I mean, that could look kind of cool. It's very 70s with this sort of wavy thing behind it, but it's not really fitting the subject of the paper so much. So we are going to glue that side down. All right, and look at that. So now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to add some of my page pieces. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with this little bear. I think he is just the cutest. And I think maybe I'll put him right here. That way he's putting a little arrow at my picture there. I think that would be cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhesive him down. I really like how fast this glue dries as well. I think it's really fun because for me, I put my pages in like a page protector when I put it into my scrapbook, and so I like how fast the glue dries because I don't have to wait and leave my pages sitting out before I can just put them into my book, which I think is super helpful and saves space for me for sure. So I think after I add this little bear, I think I'm gonna put these trees somewhere. I think these are super cute and they really remind me of going up north to my Nana's house, sleeping at the cabin. Super cool. So I'm just gonna adhesive him. I think I'll put these right here. I like how this little tree kind of feeds into the border of this photo. I think that's kind of fun. Again, I love layering. So then I think I'll probably take, maybe I'll add this somewhere. I think this could be really fun, especially with this little blank space right here. I think if I wanted to write something, especially because I have the ability to write on this page as well, I think that this would make for a good space for that. So I am just gonna stick him down right there. You make a really good caption for this photo, or maybe you could point a little arrow where you wanted to, and I think that could be really cute. I really like this great outdoor sign. I think that is really what's going on in this page, regardless of if you're maybe hiking or camping. As long as you're outside, I think like it really emphasizes the great outdoors, which is what this pack is all about, and I think that is super cute. I'm just gonna adhesive him. And then I think I'll put him up in this corner. This really reminds me of like a photo booth strip, and I think that's super cute. And then I have left these two flowers and these two little mosquitoes. And so what I think I'm gonna do is maybe I'll put one flower kind of coming off of this photo. And then maybe I'll put another flower kind of where these intersect a little bit. I think that's kind of cute. And then I'm just gonna put these little mosquito guys doing what they always do, which is just kind of flying all over the place. Maybe I'll put one over here. I'll do that. There, so I'm just gonna adhesive down the rest of those. I think I'm gonna make this flower sort of pop out. So I'm just gonna take one of those and put them on the back of that flower. And we'll just do that. So he's kind of got some more texture. Cute. And then I'm gonna take this flower and then maybe, I think I'll just adhesive this one. Just like that. And then for the mosquito again, I'm gonna use, or both the mosquitoes again, I'm gonna use this glue. So these guys are just so tiny and all they need is just a teeny bit of adhesive. So I think once the glue dries, which won't be very long at all, I would just kind of label these last two little writing things, and I think I'd be done with this layout. So once again, all of the cardstock is available at our store, as well as all of the adhesive products I used today. So these like little pop-up guys, this is just an adhesive roller, and the Nouveau glue, as well as the Simple Stories page templates, which there are a variety of sizes. These are the two I used today, but there are also these as well. These ones allow for a little bit of a smaller photo, and the nice thing is that a lot of the backs of these are paired with some of the page pieces, which you can see right here that I used today. And they all kind of give you just examples of how you can use these. There's also this 4x4 kind of square sheet, and they all have step-by-step instructions as well. And this one allows for 6 3x4 photos. So these are all available in our store as well. And there are a bunch of different types of these that we sell. These Simple Pages page template little pieces. And so I think that the ability to be creative with these, but also to have something to kind of look at to inspire you, I find looking at other people's pages and other people's work and how maybe they would use pieces is really helpful when creating my own. And so yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. Go ahead and check out our website if you want to buy any of the products we used today. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.